Down by the shimmering river, nestled among the tall reeds, a mother duck sat patiently on her clutch of eggs. The sun warmed her feathers, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves. One by one, tiny cracks appeared, and soon, a chorus of soft peeps filled the air as fluffy, yellow ducklings tumbled out into the world. They were perfect, just as she had imagined. But one egg, much larger and grayer than the rest, remained stubbornly whole. The mother duck, ever so patient, continued to sit, her warmth a constant promise. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the large egg began to tremble. A small crack appeared, then another, until a clumsy, grey bird with awkward, oversized feet stumbled out. He wasn't yellow and fluffy like his brothers and sisters. His feathers were a dull, dusty grey, and his neck was long and gangly. His siblings stared, then pointed their beaks and quacked with laughter. "You're not like us at all," they chirped. "You're an ugly duckling." From that moment on, his life was a constant struggle for acceptance. His brothers and sisters would peck at him and chase him away from the tastiest morsels of food. The other animals on the farm joined in the chorus of mockery. The hens would cluck disapprovingly, the turkey would gobble at him aggressively, and even the farm girl who fed them would shoo him away. He tried his best to fit in. He'd waddle faster, quack louder, and swim harder, but nothing worked. Every attempt only seemed to highlight his differences, making him feel more and more isolated. Loneliness became a heavy cloak he wore every day. He would often hide in the reeds, watching his family play without him, a deep ache in his heart. One morning, the weight of his loneliness became too much to bear. Before the sun had fully risen, he slipped away from the farmyard. He didn't know where he was going, only that he couldn't stay where he wasn't wanted. He wandered through vast, green marshes and across wide, open fields. He met a flock of wild ducks, but when they saw him, they too turned their backs. "You're too ugly to be with us," they quacked, flying away and leaving him alone once more. He encountered a kind old woman, but a purring cat saw him only as a potential meal, and he fled in terror. Every encounter was a painful reminder of his otherness. The world, it seemed, had no place for a creature as strange and ungainly as him. As summer faded into autumn, the days grew shorter and colder. The leaves turned from vibrant green to fiery shades of red and gold, then fell, leaving the trees bare and skeletal. A biting wind swept across the land, and the little duckling shivered, his thin feathers offering little protection. Winter arrived with a vengeance, blanketing the world in a thick layer of snow and ice. Finding food became an impossible task. He was cold, hungry, and utterly alone. One freezing afternoon, he found himself stuck in the ice of a frozen pond, his small body growing numb. He thought his lonely journey had finally come to its end. But just as he was about to give up, a kind farmer found him, broke the ice, and carried him home. For a little while, he knew warmth and safety. But the farmer's boisterous children, in their excitement, scared the little bird, and he flapped out of the house and back into the unforgiving cold, surviving the rest of the harsh winter huddled in a cave among the reeds. After what felt like an endless winter, the first signs of spring began to appear. The ice on the lake melted, the sun felt warm on his feathers again, and the world slowly came back to life. He felt stronger now. The long, hard winter had changed him. His feathers were thicker, his body larger. One glorious morning, as he was swimming in the clear, cool water of the lake, he saw a sight that took his breath away. A flock of the most magnificent birds he had ever seen glided across the water. They were pure white, with long, elegant necks and a grace that seemed almost royal. They were swans. All his life, he had admired them from a distance, considering them beings from another world, a world he could never belong to. He felt a strange pull towards them. Expecting the usual rejection, he bowed his head in shame as he swam closer. But as he did, he caught sight of his own reflection in the water's surface. He froze. The image looking back at him was not a clumsy, grey bird. The reflection showed a stunning, white creature with a long, graceful neck and powerful wings. He was one of them. He was a swan. The other swans swam towards him, not with scorn, but with welcome in their eyes. They circled him, honking gently, accepting him into their fold without a single question. He wasn't an ugly duckling after all. He was a young swan who had been lost. He had simply been in the wrong place, surrounded by those who couldn't see his true potential. For the very first time in his life, he felt a profound sense of belonging. A feeling of peace washed over him. All the pain, the loneliness, the rejection, it all faded away. He realized that his journey, though difficult, had made him who he was. His differences were not flaws. They were the very essence of his true identity. With his new family by his side, he spread his magnificent wings, feeling their strength, and soared high into the blue sky, a beautiful, confident swan, finally home. The story of the Ugly Duckling is a powerful reminder that our true worth isn't determined by the opinions of others. Sometimes, we might feel like we don't fit in, that we are different or strange. But those very differences are what make us unique and special. It's about learning to see the beauty in ourselves, even when others can't. True belonging comes from self-acceptance. So if you ever feel like the ugly duckling, remember that a beautiful swan lives within you, just waiting for the right moment to fly. Embrace who you are, because you are wonderful, just as you are. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that aims to inspire and uplift. Remember to be kind to yourself.